Hello and welcome back to compiler programming. Today I want to take care of this situation that annoyed me for a while. So what we have here is we have a type and then it has a field that is a fixed array. So you just have basically 15 items here from 0 to 15. And in C, at least the way the compiler is configured right now, you are able to just provide the bytes that you want, and then the rest is filled with zeros. And that's pretty convenient for situations like this. So I would like to have something like this in math as well. And I thought for a while how I want to make this happen, and decided that I want to support sort of like spreads similar to JavaScript ones, but if you spread a 0, that would actually mean that you want to sort of repeat that value as many times as necessary in there. Maybe I'll change it later, but for now that's the idea. So let's create a test case for it first and then go from there. So we have this case where we have enough values, and I'll start with the most simple one. So let's just do like this. So this is what I'm thinking. We just say that we want to fill in everything with 0. Eventually I would want probably support other values, but for now let's just make it so. And yes, initializing a fixed size array from a tuple with a spread of 0. Okay, so that sounds good. We can even focus this test and start looking into what happens when we try to do this. Okay, so we don't know what the ... is. That makes total sense. I need to remember where we define the operators. I think it is somewhere in here. Right. So here's our operators. I guess it goes in here, although I'm not 100% sure. Ellipsis. Actually, dot is maybe a better name for it. And we have like this, right? Now it tells us that we don't know what that is, so we need to probably go to common symbols in here and say ... in here as well. Okay. And then I think in here we need to find where we define operators. Yes, so this is operators, define intrinsic operator. Yes, I think we need to do it like this. And we are doing mass intrinsic operator. Dot prefix. To be honest, I'm not sure what is the precedence of it. It should be pretty low. So if comma is 0, then I guess 1 makes sense. I don't know. Right inside. Oh no. All that is okay. And it needs to go to spread, and then we just try to find named accessor in here. Values named accessor, yes. Okay, so that's what we need. We just make a copy of this and go from there. So we say mass spread. Right, we assert that it's one argument, and okay, here we have spread value, and I mean, let's just say I'm not gonna do any checks for now. We'll figure out if we need them. For now, we'll just say value, 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 and then in here we need to add named accessor. Yeah. So we have quoted, which I'm not even sure we use, but we just have the same wrapper, say it's spread. Okay, we go back here, we say spread, spread, and we need to build named accessor and define entire, that's okay. Start immediate spread, spread. Okay, so now our thingy here. Next, we also need to export it. So here we should have named accessor. Yeah, so same here. We just say spread and spread in here. That should do it, I think. Let's see what happens now, because now I expect to have a better error. Yeah, tuple does not have enough items to match the array it's assigned to. That's actually fine. That's what I would expect as the next thing, because I mean, right now it just looks here and says like, oh, I need 3 items, but I just have 1, and it doesn't even check the type of it, because it doesn't matter like what the type of it is. If the count is wrong right now, then it's just like say, no, we can't do that. Now we need to find where this is happening. So tuple doesn't have enough items. Yeah, so I think it's actually here, and we need to do some smart stuff in here. So this function will become way more complicated, I think, but right. So let's have a thing. Let's say ends with spread. Eventually, I probably would want to support spreading in the middle, but that's a story for another day. Maybe I'll add it to do. Support spreading in the middle of the tuple. We say false, and now we need to fix the array length. Yeah. We need to rename this to array length. Oop. I said rename. Okay, and then we need to take this and say tuple length. Okay, and here we have somewhere an iteration over tuple that we can take over. Right, so we take this, we say something like so. And the reason we have to go over the tuple is because we need to check for this spread, right? And then we say, yeah, I should have copied a bit more. I need to do this, tuple item, and we say if value is a spread of tuple item, then we say yes. Actually, we don't need to go through this now that I'm thinking about it. We just need to say that there is a the tuple is non-zero basically, and yeah, let's just say like this. If tuple is like this, and we just get the last item, last item. I think I even have, yeah, I even have this nice thing. Right, so we have last item, and we say, and with spread is value is spread of last item. Okay. And not ends with spread. That sounds good. Okay, and here what we do actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do like this. Let me think about it. Yeah. Change my mind about how I want to deal with it, because it's not like this. That should have stayed last item. And here we say spread item is spread, then last item, otherwise then we can even do better. We can do, say, spread and then last item value as spread of last item or 0. So now we should have the spread optionally, and yeah, so if we have this, that's fine. Okay, and this is where things start to change. So we have tuple item, and then we say if spread and if not spread, or index is less than this is going to be a complicated condition, because here we need to say tuple length and index is less than tuple length -1. I guess I can do it slightly differently. Index +1 is less than tuple length. Yeah, so the reason it's a bit awkward is because this is a unsigned integer, and if I do like 0 - 1, I get wrong value, right? And so I don't want to do that. But this should be the correct condition. We remove one item from the end. So if not spread or this, then we just say otherwise tuple item is spread value. I think that might actually be it. In here, ensure static context spread. Yeah. So in here for now, I will require this to be static, because if it's not static, we'll have to be careful with the copying, and like we need to, like, imagine in here I would put something like foo, right? Or not foo, sorry, that's a bad functioning because we have foo. Let's say I call some function, right? If that function returns me a value, and if I want to copy that value into all of the right places, I have to do some funky work where I, you know, don't call this bar multiple times. Maybe sometimes that's exactly what I will want, but that's maybe another feature or maybe more advanced version of it. But for now, I don't want to think about any of that. So that, like, my target is to make this work, and that's about it. Oh, also being able to put some more stuff in front of it, but that should also work automatically. Support runtime values, and then I will add a bit more information. We need to make sure that if it is a lazy value, it is only forced once. Okay. Sounds about right to me, but only test will tell if it makes sense. Well, I mean, seems to be. And we don't just support zeros, right? We support any values. So actually, maybe with only a spread. So I can do actually 42, then I can do 1, and I can do 42, right? That should still work. Awesome. Now let's see that we haven't actually broken anything else while implementing this. And it looks like we did, which is not great. Let's try to debug what's broken. Yes, that's not correct, because I also need to say if spread. Yeah. Maybe it will be more readable if I do it like this, actually. Let's try again. And we're great. Okay, maybe last test and then we'll try to actually use it and see if it's nicer. Okay. So I would want to say something like 1, 2, and then 42. Right, we need more actually error checking because we need to, well, we'll get to it. For now, let's just do this and check if it works. Yeah, so that works, but you know, we have a problem, and our problem is the following. So if I do this and I say 1, 2, 3, 4, and then spread, so this should still work. And actually, let's do it. Fixed size for one always spread as the last element. I've always spread after the last element, so like 0 element spread should be okay. And then we should error out if we, you know, have too many items. So this would be like this. And we can do, let's copy this test. Right, so if I do 4 in here, that should be an error because we oversupplied the amount. Let's try. So 2 tests failed. Let's see what failed. The first one, yeah, so here that should be like this, so that's fine. Now that should pass. Yeah, so that's okay, but in here we should get a fail, like we expect an error, but we don't have one. Right. Report an error. That is ready from a tuple with a spread. And too many limits. Something like this. So how do we do that? Right. So actually I can do like this, and then in here say minus equals 1. That should actually work. But now we have tuple lengths adjusted, and so we say if, and here I need to use this now, and then if array length is more than tuple length, or spread, and or not spread. And the array length is less than tuple length, then we do this, and then we actually should get the exact behavior that we want. Or not. Why though? We have... Let's reject the test. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Fine. Let's put maybe a breakpoint here and try to step over. So we have a 5 element. We say to spread, we reduce by 1. Okay. That's because wait. Not spread and array length more than tuple length. Actually, somehow it's easier for me to think in this direction. Tuple length, yeah, okay. So tuple length more than array length, yeah. Okay. Let's see like this. Still no dice. Okay. Let's try again. So we have 4. Array length 3. Tuple length 4. We should get into here. And the message is... yeah. Also wrong message. Right. I should have read the error, because the error should be time mismatch, not overload. And now we have what we want, which is great. Okay, we added a bunch of tests, we added a new feature. Now the question is, does that actually work? So we want to do the following. We want to do memory is opcode mod regram, and then we say we spread. I mean, there is a next level thing about sort of ability to assign tuples to kind of slice types. So when you have a pointer essentially in the size, but that's a separate whole thing altogether. I still would like to have something like this because I think it's pretty nice to be able to deal with fixed arrays like this. Anyhow, let's see if we still work, and we do not at all. Expected I8 got I64. So that's... I wonder where is that coming from? So, okay, let's find the first test where this happens. Well, actually, I mean, let's do this here. So we can say should support spreading casts, auto casts when spreading in a tuple for a fixed array. And the way we do this is we do it like this. I32, this is not U32, this is also U32. And yeah, we can make it the simplest way. All right, let's try, because I think that's what's failing. Well, now we are even failing before we get there, so I guess I'm gonna undo all of this. Great, we got our errors. Now we can go to mass error or something. To here, we pause in here and let's try. Okay. No. Okay, mass assign helper, mass assign helper, mass assign tuple item proc. Makes sense. Target value. Yeah, we are putting it on a stack. That's makes sense. And then we try to assign. And then here we are saying that, well, it's not great. And why do we not cast the I64? Because we should get to here, but we do not. Process tuple x descriptor. Right. So I think what's happening is we are trying to get process item as offset. Okay. Let's check again. It's kind of strange. I'd have to say. Let's redo like this. So we are in here. Source is what? Descriptor array epoch pointer field. I think there might be multiple of those. Yeah. There is a bunch of this stuff. We need to figure out how to get to the right one. So I guess if source range file path. And file path is what? So it's like literal. So now I'm trying to get to the right point. Unfortunately, that's the problem with any compiler. Maybe you need to think about some more how to make this debugging easier. But essentially, what I can do is I can go in here, and I need to try to figure out what it reports as the source range, internal. Oh, okay. Yes, it will be slice contains source spec or something. Let's see if that works. Apparently it doesn't. But at least I can look into file path and see what I can do. So it's test mass. Let's try that again. Okay, now we are in the right place, I hope. Yes, we have 42 in here, as you can see. And let's see what happens in here. Source is not lazy. We should go in here. We should go in here. Okay, so this is where I would expect us to end up, I guess. Const descriptor. Right. So this is kind of interesting. Target is not actually an integer. I think we need target descriptor tag is this, maybe? Apparently not. That blows up quite spectacularly. Or maybe it doesn't. To be honest, I'm not sure exactly what happened there. We'll see. That seems to work. Let's check the actual tests. Where are you? Where are the tests? Yeah, should be like this. Okay, that was sort of a completely unrelated problem to what we were working on, but I guess it's good that it's fixed. Again, let's check that everything still works. And it seems to. So let's try again what we wanted to originally do. And it all works. Perfect. Do we have it somewhere else? Okay, we do. Like this, and then great. I like it. Yeah, for now we just have it in a couple places, but I think it's a pretty good feature. We need to check what happens also when we try to put it in a non-last position. I think we'll get a pretty standard error, but that's also kind of okay when spread is not in the last position. So what will happen here, it will just not allow to assign this because the spread is not assignable to i64, and then it will be like whatever. That's not the best error message, but it's okay. That's what we want. Okay, that looks good to me. I think that would be all for today. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you next time.